I kind of peeked at the wheel as it was spinning, and I could see this was on it. And I'm like, oh, please let it be this one. Please let it be this one. Please let it be this one. We've been doing movie nights for
years.
So Gen Xer and
Gen
Z.
I hate these ones because they're blue. I hate those formal uniforms because they're white. Who makes a formal uniform white? Somebody get me in touch with the costume director.
And he crashes them.
Yes, you do. I'm very much in that transition period between teenage years and adult years. Mm-hmm. Random weird moments that the two of us have experienced, and there are a lot of those.
That's the thing. I don't think we have to leave that behind when we're grown.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It's I'm just sitting there and I'm like, where did this come from? Why are we singing?
I mean, you're not going to learn anything about the movies listening to us talk. This is the Argo City Podcast. Film, conventions, and fan life with Maddie and Matthew. Okay, we're back, and
we have returned.
Really funny coincidence here. So, this week's movie ends up it was both a movie Box of Doom and a movie Wheel of Boom pick.
Okay, to be fair, I don't know when this is getting posted, but 3 out of the 4 movies on my wheel we ended up doing coincidentally over the past couple weeks. So, right, I had to improvise.
We really drained your wheel during Miyazaki May and Miyazaki March, but especially during Miyazaki May because we emptied it out.
Yeah, and then we did all of the
There's only 1 or 2 left that we need to track down.
So I was sitting in my room at 5:30, panicking, trying to figure out what the heck I'm going to put on my wheel because I only have 1 movie on there. And I'm like, okay, you know what? And then I think back to Lydia. And Lydia telling me about one of her dance-ish things. I think they were using it for a rehearsal song where they were doing something from The Devil Wears Prada. And I'm like, oh, that name sounds familiar. What if I look that... Oh, this trailer sounds amazing. Okay, putting this on the wheel.
You know what? It's funny that she's mentioning that that's what they were using for dance. Because one of the things I'm noticing here, and I've never noticed it before, is that the soundtrack on this is genuinely good. It's all pop music. It's not, we're not talking orchestral. We're talking trendy pop music, which I don't object to as a general rule. It's not metal. It's not rock, but it's good pop music. And I was surprised at how good this is. I almost wonder if there's a soundtrack for this because, and if there is, I kind of, even if there isn't, I almost want to assemble it because they're all songs that I like. They're all songs that I listen to on the radio. It's genuinely good stuff. So that actually doesn't surprise me as much as you might think it does. Now, what would surprise you is, like I said, this is in the movie Box of Doom as well. Because I feel like this is one of those that you need to see.
Yeah, we've gone through a couple of those sitcoms where it's I need when we did The Matrix or when we did other stuff. These are stuff that I need to be aware of, that I need to see, that I need to know.
And the stuff that I feel like you need to see culturally and
especially
pop culturally.
With Legally Blonde when I watched it with my mom.
Yes, that was also in the box. There was this one afternoon I remember I was sitting and watching. I think it's 10 Things I Hate About You, which we also did at some point. Okay. And Mom comes in and she's just like, what are you watching? Why are you watching a chick flick? And the thing is, I don't just knee-jerk automatically object to the quote-unquote chick flick. I object to bad movies. So,
you can still watch the bad movies, though.
Well, different kinds of bad movies. Like, look, half the chick flicks on Lifetime are terrible films. They're genuinely bad movies. They promote victimhood. They turn the victim into you're some sort of glorious protected class. And they manipulate the viewer through the soundtrack, through the score. And they're just bad movies. And I've known too many women who just kind of fall into this kind of groove. And before anybody says that I'm just stereotyping, no, I look, my college girlfriend was one of these. So was one of the girls that, like, my dear friend Crystal set me up with. And it literally, if you don't like Lifetime movies, you don't like me, because I'm just like that, and that's what seriously, it's a thing. No, I object to bad movies. I object to things with no substance. If I want to watch a bad movie, look, I have an entire catalog of horror that I can just ignore. You know, I can watch it, have a fun time, watch
that
the blood,
or the
and
bingo
ignore.
sheet.
Literally, I have bingo sheets for, like, Netflix horror, or, well, Tubi horror, actually, or Dollar Tree horror, and I'm not going to take it seriously. But just because it's a rom-com, I don't necessarily object to that, because I am a fan of good film. And, you know, Legally Blonde is a fun film. The Proposal is a genuinely good chick flick.
Proposal?
Yes, well, it's in there.
Okay.
Trust me.
I don't like the creepy smile on your face.
Yeah, but everybody who's listening to me knows. Okay, and I think that, you know, I think that this is one of those good ones. It's written well.
It's so good.
This does a lot of what I keep trying to impress upon you. You know, we go back to Star Trek with a lot of this.
Oh, no.
Where it's showing, we're going to throw in some dilemmas, and they want you to ask the question. I'm not sure whose side I'm on. I'm not sure who's right.
Yeah, it's like, a lot of these films, they don't give you a clear side. You've been hitting me with a lot of that with Doctor Who and with Star Trek and with, oh man.
Sci-fi is easy to do that with, but I think this is a really good female-oriented film that still manages to do it. And you know what? That's worthy of some exploration.
I definitely agree.
So let's do a quick rundown. We have
Huzzah!
We have Andy, who is played by Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
Man, that's actually close to her name too, because I was pointing out that Emily Blunt's in this, and her character name is also Emily. And
makes it easy to respond to the character name.
Andy is basically a journalism student who is looking for a job, any job.
She needs
anything it's New York, and rent is like $1 billion a month.
She needs like a job to, well, give her a good leeway into writing.
Right, something that'll pay something and that will actually lead to bigger and better things. And she finds herself at a
fashion magazine.
And this is her journey through that fashion magazine.
Working as an assistant for the,
the devil.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh,
but that's the whole
devil.
thing. Yeah. Suddenly the name clicks. And
I always thought it was like referring to her. Like
no.
Like I was picturing in my head something more artistic, like the Devil Wears Prada. If you're wearing all those high-end brands, you're in this area, you're a devil. But yeah,
I mean, you could, if you really want to, you could actually reference this as a Faustian bargain, a deal with the devil, because there's elements of that.
You know, you're not wrong. She has to, like, give up so much of her life for this lady.
And part of it is the cosmetic elements of it, just the clothes and the fashion and the... But I don't know. It's different. And this is her journey through that magazine and through everything, and trying to find out what matters to her. And really, it's just her journey. There's more to that. There's more of adventure. But we'll get into that.
Yeah, there is so much to this movie. This movie's like...
It really is. And that may be one of the things that I like about it. But, let me start off just straight up. I do enjoy the cast. I really enjoy Anne Hathaway here. I like Anne Hathaway. I have liked her since The Princess Diaries. And in a lot of ways, this is kind of her farewell to teen films.
Aww.
Like she's a Disney starlet. And this is her first adult role. And it does feel like an adult role. You can almost see her on the edge, on the cusp. She's growing into adulthood, but it is an adult role. And I think this is peak Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
I think this is some of the best stuff she's ever done.
It's like I haven't seen enough of her to really butt in much there. Like we were saying, I should throw The Princess Diaries in my list because I don't think I've seen that, at least not all the way through. I don't know. A lot of the shows I watched when I was younger or at that targeted age were animated, so. Yeah,
and some of it's faded as well. There's a few things she's done since then that I enjoy. I actually kind of dig, I think it's Ocean's 9 or
Ocean's
8
11?
or something like. It's not Ocean's 11. This is it's a lower number, and it's Sandra Bullock. But Anne Hathaway is actually one of the better things in it.
Oh.
The thing is, like, they make jokes about this where she's like a Luddite as far as fashion goes, and she's a size 6. Can you believe it?
Which is a size 14 these days.
And by the end, she's like, not 6, I'm a size 4 now.
Oh, I don't think I caught that, actually.
She was saying that to Nigel, to the dude with the perfect neckties. I'm going to talk so much about Nigel.
Okay, you go.
And Stanley Tucci, but we'll do it later.
Oh, okay.
But it's interesting. Hathaway actually went from a size 6 to a size 4 in the span of this movie.
Oh.
She actually did it. Now, I would argue whether or not that's a good thing. Because since this movie, good Lord, she's so skinny. All I can do is watch her and like, somebody please get her a sandwich. It's almost grotesquely skinny. This is not me trying to hold women to unrealistic standards. She's perfect in The Princess Diaries. She's perfect at the beginning of this. And I almost feel like Hollywood made her go skeletal. And it breaks my heart.
I mean, yeah, it's sad how much that happens. It's sad how much that happens to a lot of, well, especially, I'm not saying it's just a feminine thing, but in general, I remember, for one of my, an art class? No, I had to write an essay on the way that ads affect people, and one of the main things we covered was how ads affect women, and, like, the different kinds of ads that are targeted towards different genders. And I find it interesting that a lot of the stuff, like, you see is, like, supermodels and such, and I almost wonder if this movie also influenced that. I mean, whether or not it's a script, you're still hearing this, like, body talk over and over and over again. I wonder if it maybe got into her head.
I don't know. And, it's interesting because this movie should be making fun of that. That's the one thing it doesn't, actually. I mean, it kind of does. It has, you mentioned the Mean Girls vibe.
It's literally, some of those scenes are like, I don't actually know which came first. This probably came, well.
This is later. This is 2006. Mean Girls is...
before or after the movie, though? Because that's when it really became...
Mean Girls is long before this.
Then,
this is
yeah.
just me and Mom are getting out of our teen years.
Oh, because it seems like there's a lot of similarities in some of that stuff. And I don't know if that's purposeful or not, but no, I did notice that, and I don't even remember when I called that out, but I did call that out.
I mean, this though, I feel like this has influenced so many things, and I keep going back to if you watched Supergirl, especially in the first season, and
my beloved.
Let me tell you something, everybody. We watched Supergirl in the first season. I had a copy of that pilot probably 6 months before it hit television, and you saw it.
I loved this series.
You had a Supergirl costume based on this series before it aired.
I did?
You did. We made you a Supergirl costume.
Hold on. How did you get the pilot before it aired on TV?
Insert devilish grin.
Oh. Okay,
but
that's not
we really
unusual.
did have it. I mean, we have a copy of the Wonder Woman pilot, too, that you've seen and that you actually enjoyed. And that's never aired.
Like the old school Wonder Woman?
The one in the middle. Before the Snyders and after Linda Carter. We'll talk about that later.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but
You
okay.
will as soon as you see it. We'll talk about that later. For the rest of you, is Adrian Palicki.
But yeah, I was really into Supergirl. We watched it a decent amount, but I think we dropped off around the 3rd or 4th season.
I think 3rd season.
Because,
here's the thing. It lost its way.
Yeah, it's such a shame. It was such a good series, and I didn't
And that first season.
How did I not realize until right now that she has thumb holes? That's amazing. I didn't realize that until just this moment. But
that first season, though, it is perfect. That first season is everything I want from a Superman story without having Superman in it. And Callista Flockhart, this is her best destiny. This is her best role as Cat Grant. And Cat is completely reimagined in the model of The Devil Wears Prada. I mean, Cat Grant is Meryl Streep in this. Supergirl is Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway is every bit as adorkable in Supergirl as Anne Hathaway is in this.
Now that I think about it, like, she really did lose some of that dorkiness as she went on.
That dynamic is so good, and this is everything. It's why I say the series lost its way when it jumped to the CW, and they lost Cat Grant. This is the core of it. This is the heart of it. This is what made it interesting. And it's what makes The Devil Wears Prada interesting. It's one of the reasons why it's like, this is one of those movies you have to see. You have to see this.
Yeah,
I was saying this during Supergirl, and it's just like, but there's also some themes in here that
probably best to wait a couple years.
Mm.
I feel like, and this has been a lot with a lot of the like chick flicks that you've ended up showing me that I've really enjoyed. Like I said, when I watched Legally Blonde with my mom, or when we watched, this, or we've done a couple of them. I always tend to really enjoy them.
We did 10 Things I Hate About You as well. That's actually Shakespeare. So obviously I'm going to like it. We've done a few things like that. And yeah, it's just written well. It's got good actors. It's got such chemistry. Meryl Streep, I don't want to say this is her finest hour because she's done so much, but the way she does this role, it can't be understated.
Speaking of like dynamics, and I don't know if we're going to be jumping into the nitty gritty anytime soon, but I really loved watching, Andy interacting with Emily throughout this entire thing.
Really?
I don't know. I really hated Emily at first. She was so and I'm going to say this about everyone. Everybody in this movie is so mean.
It is, yes. Well, I mean, it's a professional environment, but it's also mean on top of that. So, yes.
It's like, I'm assuming you kept, like, us watching me be like, as I'm reacting to all of these insults, and as we were talking silently, throwing a few of them in my own back pocket.
Well,
but
seriously, because there's some quotes in here that you absolutely need to, like, carry on to. Just like the idea of the incubus of the viral plague.
Or, like, go ahead, move at a glacier's pace. I don't mind. Like, it's... But I especially loved her and the other assistant because they have this, like, rivalry, not rivalry. Like, Emily is trying to help Andy towards the beginning, like, help her get accustomed to the rules and stuff. And then she's, like, outwardly being like, you need to do this, 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 this. And then she's insulting her. And then it's like, we get that betrayal. And I'm like, ugh.
It's utterly impatient, and that's the thing. Catch on. We're throwing you in the water. Go ahead. Swim. I don't care that you don't know how. Just swim. Okay. Wish me luck. No. Shan't.
Yeah, I'm just like, these two are so fun because we get to see them interact a ton throughout the entire thing.
You know, and Emily Blunt is not a huge role in here, but she's so essential, and she makes the most of this supporting role.
I was gonna say, I wouldn't say she's not a huge role in this. Like, she's
I
guess more so
one
in the
of the main
beginning.
characters. She's more of a main character than the friends are, but not by much.
I guess that's
But
true.
the thing is, she makes so much of it. She does everything with it. She is so good in this.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's also then, if we want to talk about who's so good in this and like supporting roles, there's Nigel. And I adore Nigel. This is played by Stanley Tucci. Now, Stanley Tucci is, he's a real actor. He is a thing, just like Meryl Streep is. But he is just, first and foremost, I love the fact that he is always put together. I kept pointing out his neckties to you.
Yeah, every single time.
Like, I'm just a guy. I'm not a fashionista. But the fact that it's not just that he can tie a full Windsor knot, it's he can tie a nice bulky Windsor knot. He's got the flower perfectly placed in the center of it. I cannot tell you how many times I've screamed at the television screen when, like, it's a superhero show and the superheroes can only do a half Windsor, so it's like one straight flat side of the tie and one angled one, and I'm just like, you know what? The bad guys know how to do this better than you. They deserve to win. It's just,
No, you've had to fix my ties for cosplays a good couple times.
I like his, just the whole look. But you know what? He's just as mean as everybody else. He
Yeah.
really is. But he is trying to help.
That's
and you know,
true.
sometimes,
That might be why she latches onto him so much.
kind of, well, he's the only one who pays her any notice.
That's true.
But it's also, you know, sometimes help feels mean. Help feels like they're hitting you, like they're slapping you.
Oh, no,
Sometimes help hurts. And quite frankly, she doesn't even realize she needs help until he points it out to her. You are not trying, you are whining.
Yeah.
So it's at that moment that she realizes it's not just that I don't fit in here. It's not just that I can't get a handle on it. I'm not really even trying, am I? Sometimes we don't realize that.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we expect the world to be a little bit more considerate of us. And we forget, the world does not care. The rest of the
True.
planet does not care until you make something, until you show what your value is, until you put in the effort. I think some of that also comes from her disdain of the magazine, of the whole fashion industry.
Like, she has no interest in it, and yet she's applying to this job. And they say multiple times that any girl would love to take your position. And it's like, sitting here watching her, I'm like, yes, I get that this is the point of the movie. Yes, I get she's, like, moving up into, like, stardom. It feels selfish that she's still here. I don't give a crap if, like, this is help, because yes, you might be able to get a thing at any label ever, but is she really getting any experience towards her goal in the first place? Like, yes, she's getting context. Yes, she is getting a great reference. But no, she is not actually doing anything worth her job. And she's taking that opportunity away from someone that really does want it.
Well, it's almost like, have you ever poked your head out of your bubble? I mean, like, okay, so, again, I'm not a fashionista. I am a bit of an artist. But I'm not a big fashion guy. Anybody who looks at me on the weekends will tell you that. My buddy John used to describe my fashion sense as, have you ever seen Doctor Who? Like number 7. That's what it is. And okay, that's fine. But I know what Dolce is. I know what Gabbana is. I know Jimmy Choo's. I can spot a Manolos shoe. I know these names. I know Johnny Versace. Well, not personally because he's dead, but I know these names, and I know what Prada is. I know what a Coach bag is. I don't have to like them to know it and appreciate it. This is something we kept coming back to.
And for me, at least, it's like, as a person that's only really recently started to discover their sense of fashion with my long maxi skirts and such.
And unfortunately, it's very influenced by mine. So, like,
I'm gonna need context on that. Because,
well, my context is, if you ever wanted to see what Doctor Who should look like if it was a female, we can take snapshots. Your skirts are perfect.
You think?
Your patchwork skirts. Oh my gosh, yes. Patchwork skirts, hoodies, and a jacket. It'd be it. Like, you are literally my vision of what that should look like.
That's hilarious. We should do 2 of the same Doctor and do a gender bent of each version of it. That would be so cool.
I've got a pinstripe suit and a leather jacket. Look, I can do half of them. Literally, I can do half of them if I so choose.
Just wait until, like, December when I finally get him the sweater he needs. Anyways, but as someone who only recently really started getting into my own sense of fashion, I'm aware of 2 of those brand names, and I have no idea who the heck they're talking about for the rest of these people. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to presume that that's what these are. I'm aware of, like, the Paris Fashion Show. I didn't realize that's what they were. I didn't realize they were talking about Fashion Week until we actually saw the stage. Mm-hmm. I know very little about this.
But the thing is, the fact that you know these things exist,
yeah,
that puts you a step ahead of Andy. And that's what bothers me.
She made a comment about not knowing what an eyelash curler is. They don't work on me for some stupid reason. But
I know what an eyelash curler is. I would never deign to use one, but I know...
Oh, come on, you'd look fabulous.
There's a quote from one of Bernard Cornwell's novels. It's no sin to be born in the darkness. It's a terrible sin to want to stay there.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's all about the willful ignorance. You know what? We were talking a little while ago about how in Zombieland, Woody Harrelson's character kept drawing a 3 on his car.
Boom, my theory got disproven.
You didn't get it. But you know what? I did. I recognize that as a racing thing. And we don't do racing in this house.
No.
But I get it. I'm aware of it. That's all I ask. Just be when Super Bowl season comes around, I do not watch it. I don't even care about the commercials. I don't watch it and I don't care. But I always know who's in it. Because when I'm on site with a client in an office, everybody else is talking about it. I should know a little bit about what's going on in the world around me. And Andy doesn't seem to be aware of that. That's what bothers me about her.
Huh.
And some of this is her kind of going beyond that. I mean, literally at the beginning, Miranda looks at her and says, "Who is that sad little person?" And then Nigel like, "Are we doing some before and after shoot that I'm not aware of?"
So mean.
It's mean, but that is foreshadowing.
Oh.
It's a before, and we get the after.
Oh my god, you're right. Dude, I actually really loved watching, oh man, and I was talking about this before with, like, the interactions, but speaking of the sad little child, I love how they show the passage of time through this. And the thing that initially stood out to me is coats. coats bag, coats bag, coats bag. We get that like 30-second montage of just coats and bags being slammed on the desk.
Yep.
And it's like, I love how this is how they're showing us that time has passed. We see her outfits slowly get better and better. I want to know where she got her skirts. I want that black skirt from the finale. I want that. I want that skirt, but I want it in like a maroon. Anyways, but no, I really loved like how they show the passage of time with that. I found that fascinating.
Well, I mean, there's even elements like her makeup gets thicker. Her makeup gets better.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
She does more with her hair, too. It stops from being down all the time to going up in buns and hairdos.
It's like she starts to care.
Oh.
But it's also like she starts to understand there's more going on here. I thought it was fascinating because at the beginning, Meryl Streep's character, Miranda, talks about how you think that this has nothing to do with you. But that color blue that you're wearing is one that was in this fashion or that fashion and this. And she traces how it starts off in haute couture and goes all the way down into the outlet shop at the mall. That color blue was chosen for you by the people in this room. Whether you understand it or not. You know, everything is connected.
Oh, man.
I want an appreciation for how everything is connected. Now, this is the Ravenclaw in me talking.
Of course.
This is the one who wants to know why. How everything works. And she's trying to point that out. And that's a lot of what I think Andy's journey is here. Huh. Finding out, okay, maybe there is some value here.
Because, I mean, at the end of the story, we do see her outfits have gone less designer, but they're still unique. They're still dressed up. It's like she's found her own sense of style. Which,
she has.
Like I said, I can relate to that.
Dark colors and leathers are actually a thing as far as urban wear, especially in New York. This is fashion. You know what that sound means. We are out of time. And yet we still got so much more to talk about here. So we will be back midweek with the rest of our discussion on The Devil Wears Prada.